Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. Okay, so we start with our petitions and prayers to the Most High God, and we're going to start with Psalm 1. Happy is the man that does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the halakha of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. Now this, by the way, is from the Hidden Truths Hebraic Scrolls, 7th edition Bible. But his desire is in the Torah of Yudhewahi, and in his Torah he meditates in the days and night. And she shall like be an etz, a tree planted by the rivers of Maim, that brings forth his fruit in his season, and whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever it does shall prosper. The wicked are not so, but are the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For Yudhewahi knows the halakha of the righteous, but the halakha of the wicked shall perish. Baruch Hashem, we thank you, Abba. We thank you for the week that we just went through. We thank you for the sustenance that you provided us, the shelter that you provided us, for our comings and for our goings. We bless your holy name and we thank you. Amen. Amen. So last week a few things happened, and of course I think, I'm not sure if that was between last Shabbat, might have been, that we had that tropical storm, I think it was called Hillary, in Palm Springs and the area of Los Angeles, Nevada. There was flooding over there, and also in the last few days we had the hurricane Idalia, I think is called, in Florida, which in part hit place over there as a hurricane, as a category 3 hurricane, and there was obviously some damage done to homes and flooding and things like that, and damage to cars and things. So this is what was going on. And then on the that was on the weather front. On the economic front, I guess on the government side or the Federal Reserve, nothing has happened since their front, other than that the jobs report that came in was a little weaker, which kind of signifies economically that they have tightened the interest rates quite a lot, and they don't need to tighten it further. So it looks like the good news may be, here's the good news. The good news may be that there will be no more interest rate hikes during the year. So you don't expect your home loans and car loans to go up in price. And also the other good news will be that because 2024 is election year for the US, therefore you will also likely see interest rate cuts. And the reason why, because interest rates have actually started to bite. Presently they are biting into banks' profits, and also banks have to pay back loans that they borrowed from the Federal Reserve. I guess they borrowed billions of dollars of loan, and they have to make interest payments. And let's say if they borrowed the loan at 3%, remember the interest rate at one point in the US was 0.25%. It's 0.25, and from 0.25 is now gone to 5.25. So bearing that in mind, it appears that the US has the highest interest rates in the Western world, compared to the G7 nations. So I think the second highest is the UK at 5%. So that's really hitting people and knocking them knocking them out, because the loans have gone sky high, and mortgage rates in the US are at this point hit, some areas have hit 7.02% and have hit 2-decade highs. So that's biting into a lot of people, a lot of small businesses, causing a lot of issues. And banks are also, may look sound, but they're underneath, they're shaking in their boots. So because they have to make big loan payments back. And I think that next year, as an election year, that will definitely cause the interest rates to come down, start cutting rates. But also the economy is being hit with many small business, unfortunately, will be affected. And I I don't know what to say on that other than maybe it's policy and maybe it's not policy. I don't know. It's something that happens in this nation, in the U.S., that these officials, these Federal Reserve guys, they can be God over the economy, and they can destroy the economy, and then they can just apologize and walk away and get their bonuses. That kind of thing happens here all the time. It's nothing new. Banks make mistakes, they make bad investments, and then they get rewarded by given handouts by the government in trillions of dollars. So again, I don't want to sound too negative about it, but unfortunately, not to be sounding negative, things are looking up, and that means that one, interest rates will be on hold during the fall. Second, that's what it looks like. Second, the interest rates will be cut next year. So, things are going to be looking up. Now, on the testimony side, I have one student who was rather struggling with her home might have been seized by the bank, and there was a loan pending on it, and she was kind of struggling to pay it back. And it was a loan that her father picked up, and obviously her father left the world and left the loan of the bank in the hand of the living. So now, she asked me for prayers, for petitions. I petitioned for her, and on the day of there was only one day left, I think, and she said to me, Rabbi, tomorrow, the bank has given me the date, and tomorrow they're gonna come. And I said to her, hold fire. Wait till tomorrow. It's not over till it's over. Wait, let God respond. So what happened, that tomorrow came and banks did nothing. They didn't come and take her and throw her out. But she heard from her son, and her son offered her a sum of money which should cater for her loan to be paid. Now, I kind of instructed her how to proceed with the bank on that part and what to say to the bank so that the bank will agree and let her have the home. And then, Baruch Hashem, that maybe that will work in her favor. So never say never. Things can work in your favor, but you have to be patient at times. And, most of you want things yesterday, but sometimes they can take, more than yesterday. They can take a few days, a few weeks maybe. So Baruch Hashem for that. I'm happy for her that something will resolve for her and things will be better for her. And similarly for all of you, I say never say never. Always keep great, attitude towards life. Now the Parsha ki Tize, it was part of the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 10. When you go forth to war against your enemies, and Yudhe your power has given them into your hands, and you have taken them captive. Now, by the way, I want to look at this passage completely from a spiritual perspective, not from a physical perspective. I want to look at it mystically, okay? And see among the captives a beautiful woman, and you find her attractive, that you would like to have her to be your wife. Then you shall bring her home to your bait, and shall shave her head and trim her nails, and she shall remove the clothing before being captured, and shall remain in your bait, and have a period of mourning for her father and her mother, full month. And after that you may have sexual relationship with her and become her husband, and she shall be your wife. And it shall be, if you have no delight in her, then you shall send her off where she will, but you shall not sell her at all for money. You shall not make merchandise of her, because you have humiliated her, etc. So I'll stop there. Now, these things don't happen now, where we go to war and we capture booty and we take other people's things, and these things happened in the past, where nations would fight against nations and ransack their homes and whatnot. Anyway, God set some guidelines for our people, what to do and what not to do. Now, I don't want to look at it from a physical perspective, but there's a lot in it from a spiritual and a mystical perspective, which I want to look at. And one of the things I wanted to say was condolences to Rabbi Jeremy's mom died last week. He passed on, and to the other side, may she rest in peace, and may Rabbi Jeremy be also consoled in his loss because she was a mother to him, and although she wasn't technically his real mom, but she was a mother to him. I think she was maybe second wife to the husband, to the dad. But nevertheless, she was a mother, and she should be treated as a mother and given respect. I shall be attending the funeral this week, and also I instructed Rabbi Jeremy to take a month off for mourning and not make any recordings or anything for ministry purposes. So condolences to him for that. Now, in this particular passage, it talks about war, it talks about enemies, it talks about God, and it talks about when you see something beautiful, you desire, you get it. Okay, as I said, we're gonna look at it from a totally spiritual perspective. Don't look at a wife as a woman, because woman could be other things as well. A woman can be a country, a woman can be a city, a woman can be many things. Okay? When you go forth to war against your enemies, now what does that mean? That means I want to have something. I have a desire. Now my desire is not to conquer a nation, of course. My desire is to conquer my desire. Like I maybe have a desire for a car, argument's sake. I have a desire for a car, and God has given it to me that I go and get a car, and I see a beautiful car, I see a nice car, I like it, and I want to have it. And maybe maybe that's not me, but let's just say, for the argument's sake, it's me, that I want to get an electric vehicle. And you'll be sorry if you ever bought an electric car, because electric cars are nothing but sham. They sell you the car, and then they tell you that the mileage has been rigged. It doesn't do the mileage they claim, and then the battery takes longer to charge. It costs you twice as much, and you find out that your petrol, your gas car, was 10 times better. So, if you've been the fool, if you've been taken as a fool and bought an electric car, and you found out that it turned out to cost more, that's what I mean by, I go to buy an electric car, and I don't, and I use the electric car in this case. It says, you shall bring her home. I shall bring the car home. I trim it. I polish it. I wax it, and I keep it nice. And then I find out, oh, what the heck? This electric car is no good. It doesn't deliver 300 kilometers. It only does 150. Oh, it takes more than 30 minutes to charge. And by the way, each charge is costing me more than $50 for the charge, and I used to only pay $35 for the gas. So now I'm beginning to learn that the whole thing is a scam. The whole industry is a scam. And I'm telling you the truth over here. This is what's going on. But I'm using the car as an analogy, okay? To deliver a point home. Stay away from electric cars. Just as, it says here that if you don't like her and you want to sell, don't sell her, but give her away. So what do I do with my electric car now? So I'm told that don't sell the car because somebody else will inherit the problem. He says give it away. Maybe I'll give it away to my cousin. You know what I mean? So I give my electric car to my cousin and say, hey, I can't manage this thing, so I'm going to give you a gift and you can have it as a gift. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye electric car. That's basically the gist of what this is saying. It's saying that if you have no delight in what you desire, now it could, I use the example of a car. It could be something else. Maybe it's a TV. Maybe it's a laptop. Maybe it's a phone, and you got a phone or you got a laptop, and now you turned it on and you find out, oh yes, all bells and whistles and Intel laptop, and suddenly you find out that you use it for a few days and you don't like the quirks in the laptop. You don't like it because it has problems. It has certain nuances you didn't know about. Now you find them out and you say, what the heck? And it's slower than your Mac. And you're thinking, what the heck? I bought this laptop thinking it's going to be better than my Mac, but my Mac from 5 years ago is still 8 years ago maybe. It still runs better than this laptop. I made a mistake, and it got infected with a virus, and my Mac never got infected with a virus. Now what do I do? Okay, well, I got two choices. I don't want to sell this laptop because I'm told here not to sell it for various reasons. So what do I do? Well, I can give it to my brother. I can gift it to my brother. Or maybe I'll gift it to the wife. Something like that, in that order, for a laptop, for a phone, etc. So I want to now look at another example. And the other example I want to look at is the book of Job. And the book of Job is very interesting and, very informative as well. And I wanted to go to Job 33, and I wanted to read out something for you that you're going to find very interesting as well. Job 33 verse 15, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction. Full stop. I'm going to read it again. Listen carefully. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction. What does that mean? When you go to bed at night, everybody has 2 ears. It's not talking about ears, by the way. When you go to sleep at night, whatever desire you take to bed, if you take worries to the bed, you will multiply those worries. If you take a desire like producing a car, sum of money, a beautiful relationship, health, you will bring that to pass. What is saying, he opens the ears of men. What that means, men and women, of course. Men encompasses women, by the way, so it doesn't have to say women, or automatically means that. So it means that the ears here represent the deep, deep part of your brain that most refer to as a supermind or subconscious mind. So it opens up that portion of your brain. It opens up when you're sleeping. It's sealed normally. Normally it's shut. During the day, it's pretty much closed. It's an automatic gear. Whatever you say, it doesn't go to it. But when you sleep, it opens up. See the instructions here? It opens up. That means whatever you are desiring, you must go to bed with that desire, and it will then go into your superconscious mind or your subconscious mind. It will go into that, and it will seal it. It means it will cement it. And your reality will become your 5D, what you're desiring, whatever that is, it will become reality for you near term. Near term meaning the next few days, next few weeks, next few months, it will be reality. So when things start happening to you, bad things, like you're thinking, oh, bad thing happened to me, I fell or I had something, don't think of it bad. Just because you were evicted from a house, just because you lost your job, it doesn't mean it was bad. You may have been desiring a better job. You may have been desiring a better house, a better car. And I don't want to go the other side, physical side, but, I don't know about a better wife, because, sometimes I think we look for a better wife, and unfortunately, sadly, I have to say this, that one of my students was wrestling with this week, and take comfort, because he, I guess, I don't know to call it a wife, girlfriend, maybe wife, and the wife threw him out of the house and want nothing to do with him. His children want nothing to do with him, and they made him a pariah, and he was very sad, and I totally feel sympathy for him. Because not that he's an evil person or did evil things, but the thing is that we have to go through these things in life, because hey, we want better things in life. We want better things in life, and we want better things in life, then sometimes we have to go through it. So maybe his wife threw him out, and that relationship is over. Why? Because it's time for him to move on, and the blessings he's going to get from God, those blessings may be for the next person that comes into his life. So I think he has to understand that it doesn't necessarily have to be this woman. It may be the next woman that comes into his life that will reap the blessings. And so, sure, he's going to be heartbroken. He's very sad, and completely have sympathy over that. But you got to take heed. What I just said. When things break down, when things are lost, when things happen to you, they happen because they are moving you into the next phase. Because that person, maybe that is not the person you want to be with, and they were not the right person for you anyway. The next person is maybe the right person, and they haven't come to you. Now, if I look back at my life, I can say that for my life. Yes, I can. So I can say I can say good things about your life as well. That don't be sad. Yeah, sure, human emotions are to be sad, but get rid of the sadness. Start thinking great for yourself. Start speaking great blessings to yourself. Great blessings are coming to you. And they will come if you stay positive. Don't be like a frog, jumping from one thought to another thought to another thought to another thought. And the greatest distraction in our time today, and I keep, I was talking to this with some of my friends, and saying that the greatest distraction today we have is the internet, social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, other things that are going on over there, TikTok and whatnot. All these are distractions because they distract us from our goal. They take our attention away from where we are meant to be to somewhere completely different. So avoid those, shut them out if you can. As much as you can, come off of social media for a while. Maybe come off it for a week, maybe 2 weeks. Just give yourself a break. Focus on your attention to your desire. If you focus your attention to your desire, you will likely get it. This is what Job is saying over here. And remember, I read the psalm for you, and what did the psalmist say? The psalmist said, happy is the man that does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the halakha of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. What does that mean? That's social media for you right there. The counsel of the wicked, all this bunch of people everybody has their own idea of what is right and what is wrong. Nobody's on the same bandwidth. Nor stands in the halakha of sinners. What sinners means? The ones who miss their mark. How many of these that haven't missed their mark? How many do you know on social media that haven't missed their mark? Majority of them have missed their mark. So do you want to be with the people who missed their mark? Sinners? And we're not talking about sinners in the negative sense, like the Christian sense. We're talking about in the other sense, the missing the mark sense. The majority of them missed the mark. Do you want to be amidst the missing markers? No, you don't. You want to sit in the seat of the scornful? People who, at a minute's notice, if you said something wrong and they didn't like it, they'll start to, spam you, and they'll start to say bad words about you. Do you want to be amidst those people who want to say bad words about you? Definitely not. So, happy is the man that does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the halakha of sinners, social media, so-called pundits, spammers, and so-called, gurus and whatnot. So, stay away from them. If you've going through a problem, a grief, serve your time with the grief. If you lost a loved one, if a loved one don't want to no longer be part of you, say your piece. Be happy with it. Say, thank you very much for giving me the time that you did. You taught me many things. I'm grateful. I'm now able to move on. Thank you. And you move on. I could make this a long lecture, but I don't want to. Okay? So I'll keep it short. But this is my point. So you do not stand in the halakha of sinners. You do not sit in the seat of the scornful. But your desire is in the Torah, is in the instructions of God. What are his instructions? What did he just say? What did I just read to you from Job? And what did I read to you from the book of Deuteronomy? That's where your desire should be. Your desire should be there. And if your desire is there, then there's nothing that can take your desire away. Because it says here, that you are like a tree. A man or a woman is like a tree, and you are by these rivers of, you're planted by waters, and you're going to bring forth your fruit. What's your fruit? Your desires, your, quality of your life. And he says, whose leaves also shall not wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper. Whatsoever you do, you will prosper. So be kind to yourself. Stand in front of the mirror. If you're sad, it doesn't matter how sad you are, stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself. I love myself. Repeat that for 3 minutes every day. Tell yourself that you love yourself, because other people are not telling you that. If the other people are not telling you that, they're your haters. Put the haters away. Put the toxic people away. Don't waste your time with toxic people. Spend your time with people who love you. And if you don't have nobody to love you, because nobody will tell you that, it's okay. You tell yourself that you love yourself. Can you at least do that? Yes, you can, and you should. That is the start to your new life and a prosperous life, and God is going to tremendously bless you, and God is going to bring forth His blessings to you. But remember what I just told you, that you got to fixate yourself in your state of desire. Don't jump around like a frog between TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, and then I don't know, there's millions of social media websites out there. Even I can't even keep track. So don't do that. Don't do that. And don't do that. And by not doing that, staying away from toxic people, you already saved yourself 50% of the heartache. 50% of the heartache's gone. And you are going to call in the blessings. Call in the blessings into your life. Bless yourself. Call in the blessings of God into your life. When you go to bed at night, before you sleep, say the blessings about your life. Call the blessings onto you. Don't just go to sleep, just fall like a rock. Say the blessings about your life, Call the blessings, what you're desiring. Write it down and say it 5-6 times to yourself. And you will get it. Yes. And then, because when you're asleep, the ear is a reference euphemistically in the Bible. Euphemistically, it was a reference to the priesthood. And also euphemistically, the heart and the ear is a reference to the deeper parts of our brain that are referenced these days as either the superconscious or the subconscious mind. So these are the parts of the brain that you're going to be tapping into, and they are a storehouse of blessings. And they don't care your color skin is black, your color skin is brown, you are yellow, you are green, you are red from planet Mars. They don't care. Whatsoever you desire, they can bring it to pass. Now, with that reminded me of a passage in the book of Matthew, and I wanted to go there, chapter 6 and verses 33, and I will go there. Matthew chapter 6. But above all, seek first the kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Take therefore no thought for tomorrow. For tomorrow shall worry for itself. Today has enough troubles of its own. Meaning that you should not be seeking after this, that, and the other during the day. You should focus on the kingdom within. The kingdom is within. This is, by the way, the matter between your ears, what I already spoke about. The kingdom is within, and you need to seek that. And you need to hone in on your desire. And you need to stay in the state. If you want to be a millionaire, you need to stay in the state of a millionaire throughout the day. You shouldn't be jumping from being, Mr. Gandhi to becoming the listening to the Prime Minister of UK, to listening to Joe Biden, President of the US. You're jumping between states, different ideas, different thought patterns of different people. You don't need to be that. You need to stay with the millionaire mindset. You want to be a millionaire? You want to stay a millionaire. But you want to focus your mindset on being a millionaire throughout the day, and at night when you sleep, you want to focus on that, and you want to be thinking about that when you go to bed. That is what you're thinking about. You're handling piles of money. What do you do when you go to sleep? You go shopping. You go shopping when you go to sleep. You think about yourself that I'm going to have, argument's sake, $3 million or $2 million. I've got $2 million. I'm going to spend some money, and I'm going to go shopping tonight. So what do? Every night go shopping. Okay? Learn and listen and apply. Go shopping every night when you sleep. Decide where you're going to spend your $2 million. What you're going to buy. What you're going to buy first. Who you're going to give a gift to. And what items you desire to have for yourself. Is it going to be an iPhone? Is it going to be a new car? Is it going to be a home? What is it going to be? So buy those things, but do it every night. Okay? Do it for the next 90 days, 3 months. I want to give you 3 months. And if you follow what I just taught you, within 3 months you'll have your desire. If you do what I just said, go shopping every night. Spend that money every night and fall asleep spending that money. Now, I don't want you to worry about what happened with the girlfriend or the wife. or what arguments you had. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to worry about what the bank's going to do to you. They're going to repossess your home. I don't want you to worry about that. I want you to just be focusing on, I've got $2 million. I've got to spend it. I need to spend it. Where I'm going to spend it first. What I'm going to buy first. Who am I going to give a gift to? I want you to think about that every night. And I want you to go sleep doing that. Okay? That's your exercise for the 90 days. Mark today's date, August, sorry, not August, it's September. So today's date, mark it as September the 2nd, and then we meet up again. We will meet up during this time, and we'll meet up in 3 months. Let's say September, October, end of November. You should have your desired end of November, provided you do what I just told you. Go shopping every night, spend your $2 million. And you might say, Rabbi, $2 million is not enough for me. Okay, raise it up. Go with $20 million. Raise it up and, have $20 million to spend. There was this movie called Trading Places. And in Trading Places, was it Trading Places? No, not Trading Places. There was another movie. And in this movie, this guy, American movie, and in this movie, the American guy gets inheritance. A black actor, he is a comedy actor. He gets an inheritance of something like $400 million, and he has to spend it within a certain time. But he must not build any assets. That was a condition of the will. And if he's able to do that, then he will be able to get the larger inheritance. So he goes around spending the money. He's giving money to people, and he's doing this, and he's spending money on an election campaign to vote for nobody, and so on and so forth. That's my idea to you. So eventually, he gets his inheritance, but he has a hard time spending $400 million, real hard time. And by the way, did you know that somebody in Florida won the $1.5 billion lottery? So kudos to him and congratulations to him, whoever he is. May be blessed with the money. So I want you to go shopping every night. This is your job now. Go shopping every night, and you're going to spend $2 million every night. I want you to do that as a habit. Okay? What are rich people's habits? They go shopping and buy expensive items. It's rich people's habits. So I want you to adopt a habit of going every night to bed and shopping. Okay? You're going to shop every night. I heard the story of a young kid in the East who said that he used to sleep every night thinking he's a great actor, that he's doing acting on stage and in movies and dramas and other places. And he was only 9 years old, by the way, when he started to have this, desire to be an actor. And it was frowned upon in that culture to be an actor. In those days, it was really frowned upon. And eventually, he grew up to be a young man, 20, 22, 21 years old, etc. And he went to auditions and small-time acting, and he got small-time acting roles in theaters. And eventually, today, he's a big drama star over there now. And he stars in some movies, but is more popular in soap operas, dramas. And he's he's earning a lot of money now. But where did it start from? It started with his desire at the age of 9, and he started to sleep with it. Every night he slept with it that he's a drama actor. I want you, my people, the people of God, I want you to sleep with this every night. I want you to have $2 million purse. I want you to spend $2 million every night. This is your job, okay? Every night you're going to sleep, and you're going to spend $2 million. And you can spend it on whatever you want to. I don't care what. You're going to spend $2 million every night, and you're going to sleep with that for the next 90 days, okay? And I'm going to check your progress. In a month's time, 2 months' time, I will be checking your progress. So with that, have a wonderful Shabbat, a wonderful happy week ahead. And I say to you and to everybody else who's listening, Shabbat Shalom and Shalom Shalom to you.